Hello, and welcome to another episode of Time to Conquer. I'm your host, Mia Paul, and each week before we dive into our episode, I like to take just one moment to remind you how thankful I am that you have chosen to spend some time with me in your ear as we work on releasing the baggage of our past, controlling what we can control in the present, and moving forward to live a life that we love. This week is no different because I am especially thankful because this is our 10th episode since launch. I can't believe we have already spent 10 weeks together. And I am so incredibly grateful for the kind words you have shared with me on social media, the great reviews and 5 stars you have shared with me on the podcast app, and of course, the friendships and connections we have cultivated together as we've gotten to know each other better. 10 weeks, that is amazing. And honestly, I am so proud to be here because starting was the hardest part. I thought about starting this podcast for weeks and weeks before I actually pulled the trigger. I came up with all sorts of excuses and reasons to put it off. And in the end, all I needed to do was begin so we could start to form these relationships together. So once again, thank you for choosing to subscribe to this podcast and for trusting me to be somebody to help you on your journey of transformation and evolution. I am coming to you this week with a quick and simple episode because to celebrate our 10th episode, before we move forward into the future, we need to discuss something important. It seems like I say that every week because honestly, I feel like our topics every week are important, but this one is vital to right now. Today, we are going to talk about objections. Honestly, not even objections to other people, kind of our own objections. Sometimes we think of them as obstacles, roadblocks, reasons that we don't need to move forward towards our goals now. Call them what you want. But sometimes we find ourselves being our own worst enemy. In the past couple past couple episodes, we have already talked about making sure you're surrounded by the right people, determining what is an actual emergency that needs your attention at that very moment, and what maybe is poor planning or somebody else's idea of an emergency that would only be an excuse that you could use to not move full forward towards your own goals. But today, when we talk about objections and obstacles, we are going to talk about the ones we put in front of ourselves. When I said earlier that sometimes we are our own worst enemy, it is the truth because in the end, the only person you talk to the most in your whole entire life is yourself. Whether that's an internal conversation going on in your mind, whether it's a daily reflection or a journaling or what comes out in meditation or looking at yourself in the mirror and having a heart-to-heart conversation, sometimes our own limiting beliefs are what hold us back. The truth is, every single person you know, every single person you don't know, every single person in the world is going to have a roadblock come up in their own journey of transformation, evolution, and growth. It's life. There is nobody with any story worth listening to that has ever had the smoothest sail and no waves in the water and just an easy ride. Because the easy ride, that's boring. You don't learn any lessons when you have it all come easily. If everything is handed to you, you don't learn what it takes to work for something, to earn something. But sometimes we find that life just throws us these obstacles, these curveballs over and over and over. And eventually it feels like we have so much thrown at us that we can't see the path towards the goals that we set, that we can't move forward on our transformation because we are so stressed out and so bogged down by everything else out there that we forget that in the end, we are in control of where our time, energy, and focus goes. In the end, there are two things you can do with an obstacle. You can choose to let that obstacle make you stop on your progress, stop moving forward, or you can let that obstacle be a reason for you to dig deep, find a way to pivot to continue moving forward while working through that challenge. Obstacles are meant to help you grow. If you always are constantly trying to avoid them, it probably means you're avoiding growth. And if you are seriously dedicated to transforming, if you really want to end that cycle of self-sabotage, you don't want to avoid those obstacles. You want to embrace them. Now, 2020 has been a year. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are in your journey of life, but I can probably with pretty much guarantee that 2020 has thrown something at you that you weren't expecting. And we're all in the same boat. Maybe that's why this negativity, this pressure, the weight of the world on your shoulders feels so immense, because everybody out there is going through something all collectively at the same time. On one hand, that makes us feel like we're not alone. Everyone's struggling. Everybody's going to look back at 2020 and be like, oh, man, do you remember that year that felt like it was 20 years all in one, and we went through the roller coaster of life all together? And it's true. It's been a hard year. But on the other hand, there have been years for individuals that have been just as hard or maybe harder, where they haven't had that group mentality of us all going through it together. And instead, they feel like they're alone and no one understands. People are having great years and they are experiencing the loss of a spouse or a child, or their job unexpectedly let them go. And there wasn't all of this nationwide talk about unemployment benefits and making sure everybody was covered, because they felt like they were the only one whose job let them go or laid them off that year. The truth is, every year has something to somebody that was an obstacle or a roadblock that was thrown at them. Even the most successful people. 2020 is hitting us all the same. However, we are not all handling it the same. And that right there is the main difference between those you see who are still maintaining positivity, looking towards the future, setting goals of growth and working towards success, and those who are wallowing in the misery of what other outside forces are bringing into their lives. Successful people have challenging moments. But the difference between someone who is overall successful and someone who lets those challenging moments stop their journey towards success is those successful people don't allow those moments of challenge to take over their life. Sometimes they need to go above and beyond and put extra time and extra effort to make sure they can right their ship. They need to write their goals out on paper every single morning. They need to surround themselves with like-minded people. They need to hire a coach that can keep them on the right track. But they do those things, whatever it is that's going to help them move forward, they do it knowing that if they can make that moment of challenge be just a moment and not a month or a quarter or a year, that every day that they can work to make it end, to work through that challenge and start to bring the success and movement in the right direction to their goals, they know each day will take them leaps and bounds ahead of the person who is still wallowing, who is still allowing outside forces out of their control to dictate how their day-to-day life is spent. Now, I'm not saying there aren't going to be things out of your control that you can't turn around or that you can't put effort into changing, but there is always something that you can work on changing. There is always something that you can put some time and some effort into to make sure you, as an individual, are moving towards the path that you want to be for your transformation and your evolution. Procrastination is not your friend when you are going through an obstacle or a moment of struggle. Sometimes it feels like I can handle that later when I have more energy to handle it. But the truth is, procrastination is your worst enemy because it will only breed and grow the anxiety, the stress, the depression, the feelings of inadequacy that you have inside. So today I have a very special challenge for you, and we are going to keep this episode short so you can take the time to sit down, write out some goals, write out some moments of struggle that you are deciding right now you are going to work forward through, and you are going to leave in the past. There are, as of today, 100 days left of 2020. Tomorrow, when this episode is going to drop, there will be 99 days left of 2020. And my challenge to you is to decide as soon as you finish this episode of my Time to Conquer podcast that you will make these last 99 days the best 99 days of 2020. It doesn't matter what's going to be coming towards us in these next 99 days. Coronavirus, isolation, an election, constant negativity on social media, a job, family members, the holidays, finances, anything that will be thrown at you, and there will be things thrown at you. Anything that's going to be thrown at you, you will be able to face head on because you are deciding that these last 99 days of 2020 are going to be in your control because you have decided and you have committed to show up as your best each and every day. It may seem overwhelming to think of 99 days, but we have already passed 266 other days. Those days went by, and honestly, the next 99 will come whether you are in control of them or not. So the best thing you can do for yourself moving forward to end this year is to know that these obstacles are not going to stop you. These obstacles, these hard times are not going to be the excuse that you can look back at and say, that is why I quit working towards my goals. That is why I put off all of the dreams I have for myself and my family because I allowed outside forces to stop me. No, not us. Because if you subscribe to this podcast, if you spend time with me in any capacity, you know I will not accept that excuse from you because you are capable of more. You deserve a life that you love, and loving your life does not mean it's perfect, but it does mean that you are constantly working on making it better in the ways that you can control. When you feel in control, when you know you are showing up to do your best on a daily basis, it doesn't matter what else is thrown at you because you are in control of your life. You have already committed to where your time and your energy and your effort is going, and you will know that you will go into 2021 already 99 days ahead of the person who is waiting for January 1st to take that control of their lives. This is not a competition, my friend, but it is you versus you. You can be the person who decides right now you're taking control. You can sit down and write out the of the things you want to achieve in this year, or the parts of your life you are going to focus on, or the things you are going to let go of because they are only dragging you down, you can decide to take control of those things right now. So when January 1st, 2021 shows up at our door, together we can start with a fresh outlook of life, and we will already be in the habit of controlling our days, controlling how our time and our energy and our effort is spent, and feeling confident and proud of the work we've put into our own selves, our own lives, and our journey of transformation over these next 99 days. I am excited. I am not intimidated. This will be great. As a special treat to you as my listeners and my friends, I have decided to open up a brand new group for us to come together for these 99 days to work together and focus on the things we can control. We are going to do some sort of workout every single day. We are going to move our bodies and feel good, especially through this holiday season. We are going to read some personal development books, focus on our journaling, our affirmations, our meditation, whatever it will take for you to get in a good mindset so you can feel confident in these 99 days. We are going to establish some new friendships, some new connections, a tribe around us who wants to see us succeed. We are going to work one-on-one together, you and me, if you so choose to have me as your coach, to make sure that we are moving forward through those challenging times, that we are not feeling stagnant and depleted because our energy is important to us. It is vital to remember that energy is self-growing. You need to be able to have the energy to move forward. If you feel stagnant, it might be because you're putting so much of that energy outwards. You're focusing on all of those things out there that you can't control. And instead, over these next 99 days, we are going to shift and put that energy inwards. We are going to control our mind, our body, and our soul. And we are going to start to build the life that we love. If all of that sounds good, if it sounds like something that you could definitely benefit from, and to be honest, I don't know anybody who couldn't benefit from this group with me, I ask that you reach out to me, whether it's in the email in the description of this episode, on social media, any way that you see fit. Let's connect and get together. If you're not sure if a full group is what you're looking for, if you're not sure where to even begin, then I ask that you just schedule a free 30-minute call with me where we can talk through the questions in your mind, the objections that maybe you have, and where you can just get some more information from me to see if I am the type of person you would like to lead you through these next 99 days. My friends, we are in this together. We have been in this together since day one, and I am committed to continue to show up for you. All I need from you is a commitment to yourself to show up with me as we work through all of the challenges in life, as we allow ourselves to give some grace as we work through these challenging times, but also stay committed to moving forward, letting go of some of the stress, and finding helpful and useful ways that we can implement each day to move forward and finally start to feel like we are in control of our lives. So my friends, I want to just review. We could either go through this group together or we could do it one-on-one. I have both options for you because you know which option is best to help you. And all I need you to do is reach out, take that moment of bravery, let me be someone to help you, even if it's just with friendship, communication, and some helpful tricks to get through these next 99 days as we begin to look at the future and hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to celebrate our success and feel good and confident with our progress as we embrace 2021. So thank you for spending this time with me today. I cannot wait to spend some more time with you every week in the future. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this podcast. Please follow me on social media. Please send me a message and tell me what part of this episode has resonated with you. And I hope that you feel brave enough to move forward with me in these next 99 days, and especially hope that you have a great rest of your day today. And my friends, we will talk again next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with me through these last 10 episodes, and I can't wait to be here through 110 more. Have a great day.